Picture this. You are standing in the office kitchen pouring a cup of coffee. A native English-speaking colleague walks in. They smile and say, "Hey, how's it going?" You panic slightly, but you manage to say, "Good, thanks. You?" They reply, "Pretty good." And then, nothing. Absolute silence. You stare at your coffee, they stare at the microwave, you desperately search your brain for something, anything to say, but your mind is completely blank. You know thousands of English words, you can read complex articles and listen to hour-long podcasts, but in that tiny 10-second window, all your vocabulary vanishes. You finally grab your mug, mutter, "See you later," and run back to your desk feeling incredibly embarrassed. If you have ever lived through this exact nightmare, take a deep breath. You are not alone and your English is not broken. Welcome back to the English Listening Podcast. I am your host, Sophie, and today we're going to fix the most uncomfortable problem in language learning, the awkward silence. I am going to teach you exactly how to keep any conversation going, how to never run out of things to say, and how to feel completely relaxed when a native speaker talks to you. The reason your mind goes blank during small talk is not because you lack vocabulary. The problem is that traditional English classes teach you to be an answering machine, not a conversationalist. In school, the teacher asks a question, you give the correct grammatical answer, and you stop talking. Did you go to the store? Yes, I went to the store. End of story. But in the real world, if you just give a direct answer and stop talking, you're killing the conversation. You're forcing the other person to do all the heavy lifting. When you give a one-word answer like good or yes or nothing much, you're building a brick wall. To become a fluent C1 speaker, you have to stop building walls and start building bridges. To build these bridges, you need a strategy. You do not need more vocabulary. You need a system. I call this the return and expand method. It's a simple 3-part formula that native speakers use unconsciously every single day. The formula is answer, add one tiny specific detail about your answer. This detail is the bait. It gives the other person something to react to. Third, you ask a return question to pass the invisible conversational ball back to them. Let's look at a real example. Imagine someone asks, "How was your weekend?" The beginner response is, "It was good, thanks." The conversation dies instantly. Now, let's use the return and expand method. Step 1, answer. "It was really good, thanks." Step 2, add a detail. "I finally tried that new Italian restaurant downtown. The pasta was amazing." Step 3, ask back. "Have you ever been there?" Do you see the massive difference? You went from a dead end to opening up a whole new topic about food and restaurants. You took the pressure off yourself and gave the other person something easy and fun to talk about. Now you might be thinking, "Sophie, that sounds great, but what if I don't have an interesting detail to add? What if I literally did nothing all weekend and stayed on my couch?" That's perfectly fine. You do not need to be an incredibly exciting person with a crazy life to be a great conversationalist. You just need to know the 3 magic topics. These are universally safe subjects that work with coworkers, strangers at a bus stop, or new friends at a party. The first magic topic is food and drink. Everyone eats and everyone has an opinion on coffee, tea, or local restaurants. If the conversation is dying, just look around you. If you're in the office kitchen, say, "I'm so glad it's finally time for coffee. Have you tried this new brand they bought?" If it's close to lunchtime, say, "I'm starving today. Do you know any good sandwich places around here?" Food is the absolute ultimate icebreaker in any culture. The second magic topic is media and entertainment. We all consume content, especially in the modern digital age. If there's a silence, you can always use the phrase, "Are you watching anything good lately?" Or, "Have you seen that new documentary on Netflix?" Even if they say no, they'll usually tell you what they're watching instead. You can do the exact same thing with books, podcasts, or sports. It instantly gives both of you something passionate to discuss. The third magic topic is immediate surroundings or the near future. Talk about what's happening right now or what's happening this weekend. You can always mention the weather, but take it a step further. I can't believe how cold it is outside today. Are you ready for the winter or do you prefer the summer? Or, thank goodness it's almost Friday. Do you have any big plans for the weekend? People generally love talking about their days off and their personal plans. Now, we're going to practice this together. We're going to do an interactive role play right here, right now. I'm going to play the role of a native speaker you just met. I'll ask you a question. I'll leave a few seconds of silence. During that silence, I want you to speak out loud. Don't just think the answer in your head. Physically say it using your voice. I want you to use the return and expand method. Answer my question, add one small detail, and ask a question back. Are you ready? Let's begin. Imagine we're at a networking event. We're standing by the snack table. I look at you and say, "Hey there, so how long have you been working in this industry?" Now pause and answer me out loud. If you just said 5 years, you killed the conversation. A great C1 response using our method would be, "I've been in the industry for about 5 years now. I actually started out in marketing before moving to this side of the business. How about you? How long have you been here?" Let's try another one. Imagine it's Monday morning at the office. I walk up to your desk, put down my bag, and look over at you. "Morning. Did you have a good weekend?" Answer me out loud right now. Remember, don't just say, "Yes, it was good." A perfect return and expand response would sound something like this. "It was great, thanks. I'm mostly just relaxed at home, but I did manage to finish a really good mystery book I was reading. Did you do anything fun?" Let's do one final practice scenario. We're standing in line at a local coffee shop waiting for our drinks. The line is barely moving. I turn to you and say, "Man, the line is so slow today. What did you order?" Speak your answer out loud. A fantastic native level response would be, "I know, it's crazy today. I just got a flat white. It's the only thing that wakes me up on a Tuesday morning. What's your go-to coffee order?" Excellent job. If you practice that out loud, you're already training your brain to stop panicking and start connecting. The next time you find yourself in a conversation with an English speaker, don't let the silence scare you. Remember that you have the tools to handle it. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be engaged. Answer the question, add a little piece of information about your life, and throw the conversational ball back to them. Small talk is a skill, and just like grammar or vocabulary, it gets incredibly easy once you practice the formula. Thank you so much for joining me today on the English Listening Podcast. If you found this episode helpful, try using the return and expand method just once this week, even in your native language, to see how perfectly it keeps people talking. I am Sophie, and I will be right here with you in the next episode to help you reach your fluency goals. Take care, keep practicing, and speak with confidence.